The New York underworld is a powder keg ready to go off and take the entire city with it, and the only person who may be able to stem the tide of chaos is none other than Spider-Man himself. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Amazing Spider-Man Gang War First Strike issue number 1, the kickoff to this brand new Spider-Man crossover event that will be with us till at least February. So then, to kick things off, we check on in with New York City's biggest gang lords. Some faces will be familiar, and some maybe not so much. Bad blood is running wild between these very bad people at the moment, following the mysterious death of Madame Mask and the failed attempt on the life of Tombstone, meaning that all of their territory is now up for grabs and everyone wants their taste. In the middle of everything, though, is Hammerhead, the newest representative for Silvermane and the Maggia, as well as Madame Mask's own father, Count Nefario, who is acting as arbiter between all these different criminal factions, while also secretly behind the scenes carrying out his own false flag attacks against different gangs and then framing other leaders to keep all the chaos and distrust at an all-time high. Worse still, you have people like Diamondback making his own backroom deals with Hydra, Crime Master, paying for AIM mercenaries, and even Shang-Chi himself here as a representative of the old Mandarin organization, the Five Weapons Syndicate. Basically, everyone's mad at everyone and everyone is fighting, including Janice Lincoln, daughter of Lonnie Lincoln and the current Beetle. She actually shows up here to stake a claim to her father's territory. After all, Tombstone's not dead, he's just injured, and as such, his daughter figures now is as good a time as any to stop the vultures from circling. Of course, Hammerhead and the others don't respect Janice, seeing her more as a costumed crook than an actual gang boss. Hammerhead also gives her the impossible task, saying that if she truly does want her father's seat at this table, she needs to earn it by killing her fiancé Randy Robertson, aka the man who is currently giving all the gang bosses a major headache right now as he crusades to try and get old Mayor Fisk's anti-superhero laws repealed. Yeah, you remember those laws that literally impacted the stories like 0%? Yeah, we're gonna repeal those. Now, elsewhere in the city, we check on in with both the Spider-Men, Miles Morales and Peter Parker. They're teaming up to deal with D-list loser villain Slide, who's been making a ton of appearances recently. The day is saved in short order, but Miles has to rain on the parade as he needs to have a very serious conversation with Peter. Again, if you've been reading both of their books, you'll know that this is the longest they've actually been together, and geez, I don't even know how long. Peter's been so wrapped up in his own nonsense recently, what with traveling to demon realms, having his romantic relationships fall apart, having his friends hate him, briefly becoming a goblin. It's been a lot, but it's no excuse for ghosting Miles, who is beginning to question their relationship. I mean, what are we? Are you my mentor? Am I your mentee? Are we friends? Are we partners? Are we equals? What the hell are we anymore? Spider-Man, actually in a nice change of pace, takes this constructive criticism to heart, saying that he's actually hard at work with Misty Knight and Luke Cage also trying to get these superhero laws repealed. Well, actually, if you read his own book, he kind of blew them off and didn't take the whole thing seriously, but now he is taking it seriously because, you know, great power, great responsibility, all that jazz, right? Speaking of Mayor Luke Cage, and it seems he's under a lot of pressure now from Randy and his group who want Fisk's laws repealed. He's actually managed to get together quite a following who are having a major protest today outside City Hall. Randy's reasoning being if there were more heroes running around, then a hero probably would have been able to stop the attempt on his father-in-law's life at his wedding, and he would have been happy and the marriage would have gone through, even though Spider-Man did actually show up, and it's the reason Tombstone's not dead. And mostly it seems that all of these problems between Randy and Janice are self-inflicted right now, but whatever. I appreciate the call back to Randy being something of an advocate for justice. Unfortunately for him, this is also the moment where Beetle ends up cornering him. At first, you might think she's actually gonna try and kill him, but no, Janice actually loves Randy too much to want to hurt him. And even after everything that's happened between them, she just wants him to be safe, and he's not safe at all because even though Beetle wasn't able to get the job done, Hammerhead figured this was the case and as such sent a hit squad after the kid. In an unexpected twist, it's actually Randy who ends up stepping on through and taking a bullet for Janice, which officially means this whole gang war situation has just gotten a lot more personal for Janice, as Hammerhead has now both shot her husband-to-be and her father. Ironically, Robbie Robertson was actually waiting at the bedside of Tombstone, his former foe turned reluctant in-law and would-be member of his own family, when he got the news that his son had been shot, he has some very harsh words for Janice too, saying that she can never do any good while wearing that beetle costume. And that she's still very much to blame for what happened to his son right here, right now. Now, back over with Hammerhead, he lashes out at his nameless girlfriend, who he ironically enough met at the Robertson-Lincoln wedding over the failed hit job. Because, you know, being a costume mobster wasn't bad enough, he also needs to be a woman beater. Here's the thing though, nameless girlfriend actually ends up getting one over him but good by smashing his head in with a special pole. And you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, I thought Hammerhead had an adamantium plate in his head. Well, he did, but this woman came prepared, because this is no regular mafioso floozy. As we soon discover right around the time Beetle flies up to the window, no doubt looking to get even with Hammerhead herself, seems that this lady is actually the real Madame Mask, who is alive and well, having actually switched clothes with a body double at the wedding. Wow, that is some classic retro comic book stuff right there. This also means for like the third or fourth time now, Gang War changes up who the main villain is. First we thought it was Silvermane, then we thought it was Count Nefario, then we thought it was a mystery guy who attacked those two. But now it seems that the real string puller behind everything was Madame Mask herself. She wants all the different crime families to go to war in New York City to weaken each other so she can swoop on in and steal all the territory for herself. In fact, later we hear her call up Super Assassin Shotgun, implying that she was actually the one who ordered the hit on Tombstone at his daughter's wedding there, and by kicking all of this off. Now, hey, I'm sure you're all probably thinking to yourself, that's cool and everything, but isn't this a Spider-Man book? Well, it is, sometimes. Pete actually shows up to Randy's bedside, and he's mortified to see what's become of him. His father basically tells Spider-Man, hey, don't get sad, get angry, and get even, fight for what my son believed in. And Peter actually kind of agrees, saying, yeah, you know what, Spider-Man has been way too passive and way too much on the sidelines recently. I need to get involved, I need to get some skin in the game, this is personal now. Even though you would hope a massive, deadly gang war putting the lives of thousands of innocent people at risk would be more than enough to get Spider-Man involved anyway, no, they hurt someone I know, so now Spider-Man really cares. As the comic comes to a close, Spider-Man once again visits Mayor Luke Cage, saying that he's ready to get out there and bring peace to the streets, but that he wants the cops off his back, and also that he wants Luke to help assemble a team of street-level heroes to help Spider-Man out and even the odds. You know, some heroes for hire, if you would, that could do some defending, perhaps. And so that was amazing Spider-Man Gang War First Strike issue number 1, and honestly, I was dreading picking this one up this week, because after how absolutely disastrous Dark Web, the last big Spider-Man event, was, and just really how disappointing Spider-Man in general has been. But damn it if this issue didn't actually have some stuff going on that I actually enjoyed. Oh, don't get me wrong, zero of it had anything to do with Spider-Man himself. In fact, he disappears from huge chunks of the story. But I've actually always been a huge fan of Janice Lincoln Beetle ever since I first read her in the pages of Nick Spencer's Superior Foes of Spider-Man, and this really does feel like a great Beetle story starring Spider-Man. Again, I don't expect this one to be high art, and it wouldn't be the first time that one of these big events has come out strong only to drop the ball later. But to this one's eternal credit, this was not the worst Spider-Man story I've read, and considering we just got done that whole Rec Rap 3-parter, that might sound like faint praise, but I actually do mean to praise this one. I would give this one a 6.5 out of 10, and I'm definitely gonna keep up with this one. Well, I'm gonna keep up with the main book. I ain't gonna read any of the tie-ins, so, you know, don't even bother looking for those. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest, that's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow, and, you know, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.